Hi, thanks for watching. Andy here with a look at today's astrology for Thursday, the 14th of June 2018. The moon is just actually entering Cancer at this minute. It says 0819 UK time, which is UTC +1 or GMT +1, and it is 0819 AM exactly on the clock on my computer. So right this second, the moon is entering Cancer after a long void of course actually. It's 11.5 hours. Now we did have longer ones last week, but 11.5 hours is a pretty long void of course. Not much would have happened if we tried to make things happen during that time. It might have been interesting. Not necessarily bad, but it might have been interesting. It might not have got us where we want to be. Now things are a bit more emotional actually. People's vulnerabilities show more, and you've got to kind of almost walk on eggshells. I wouldn't do that. It's not really good for people if you walk on eggshells around them. It's kind of giving into something in their makeup that isn't really doing them the best of good. But you know what I mean. You have to be kind of careful with people, don't you? And this is a time when you have to be careful with, this is a time when you have to be careful with people. Some people have a need to be kind of secluded, isolated, cut themselves off from things a bit. Now, that is actually quite a healthy thing for a lot of people, and I realise that it doesn't seem a healthy thing to a lot of other people, but it all depends where you are in the balance between introvert and extrovert. There's like a line, and everyone is somewhere on that line. Some people are more introverted, some are more extroverted, and particularly the introverted are likely to want to be on their own today, maybe not to have too much extra stimulation from outside. That doesn't mean that they're disappearing forever. It's not really a negative thing. It can seem positive for some, but just let people be themselves and do their things, and you will get places in the end. It's not really a great thing to be involved with a lot of people under a Cancer moon. That comes up certainly under Leo though, and we will be in Leo by, let me see, Saturday. My goodness, about this time on Saturday, about 48 hours time, we will have a Leo moon, and then it's good to be in front of loads of people. It's really good to get out there. Under Cancer though, preparation for that, a little bit of rest, a little bit of recuperation for the soul, a little bit more knowledge for the soul actually when we're quiet and we tune in and contemplate things, and that'll get us ready for the next part of the cycle, which is, as I say, the Leo bit where we move forward. Wonderful stuff. So right this very minute, actually it's been in for 2 minutes now, the moon has now been in Cancer for 2 minutes. As I speak, she is 0.4%, starting to wax again. We had new moon, goodness me, what am I saying? We had new moon last night at 8:45 UK time, so you know that's been quite a tricky one. Let's do the international times actually, by the way. So that was 8:45, so it would have been 1:45 Pacific side of the States and west side of Canada, 3:45 in the afternoon on the eastern side, the east coast. The Atlantic coast, I think that is. I should know my world map better, shouldn't I? But I think it's the Atlantic coast anyway. New moon, that's when new moon happened. The Cancer moon, which as I've been saying was 8:19 AM this morning, I should have said that would have been midnight 19 AM on the Pacific and the west side of the States and Canada, and 4:19 AM, what am I saying? I must say, no, 3:19, that's right, 3:19. Oh, I'm going to have to go to school or something because I'm hopeless for these times. But the bottom line is it's all happened now. We've got the moon in Cancer. She is 0.4%, just beginning to become visible in the sky again. Not the best time for manifestation actually happening, but a great time for thoughts around what we're going to do in a couple of days' time when the moon is more visible in the sky and the energy is that bit more palpable. Current astro weather at the moment has just kind of gone the other way. Oh, how annoying. You know, you bring all these things up and then they disappear when you tap on them. Let me see. Yes, is that 14th? Yes, it's right. It's got it right. Okay, so the moon is sextile Uranus at the moment. People can be more excited. People can be thrilled. Essentially, it's not a bad time for newness and for experimentation, but you know, under the Cancer moon, it's not the best time to go poking at people and trying to get them to do something new and exciting. So I just don't know about that. Mercury's opposite Saturn. That's more like it because it points to the seriousness of things and the way things need organising to make things flow in a good way. Because even in the downtime, things have got to flow. It may, though, be a time of realistic communication. You know, people telling you to get real and perhaps not all that pleasant, but actually keep it real as much as you can because reality is what we are all stuck with. There is no getting away from it. All right, that just about wraps it up for this morning, folks. Thanks very much indeed for watching. I appreciate everyone who watches every day. I hope those views are going to build up a little bit, but that's not your fault. If you're watching, God bless you. You are part of the answer, not part of the problem, and that is the best thing to be. I really feel sure about that. The Sun in Gemini is going to sesquiquadrate Mars today. That's worth mentioning. But a bigger alignment and something that I can be a bit more sure about is that Venus is going to square Uranus later this morning in UK time. So if you're watching this during the day in the States and Canada, that will have already happened. So you have the kind of big planet of love and also, you know, that is coming into square. The ruling planet, Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius, all those forward-looking things. Love starts to come into the picture. No bad thing, and that's happening today. So there you go. See, it's all positive, really. The negatives are just really lessons to learn, and they're never that bad as long as we face up to them and learn them. Great. Have a fantastic day, friends. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you can take any more. Leave me a comment and we'll share the journey. I will see you very soon indeed. Have a good one. Goodbye.